You said earlier today you had $10 billion in unrestricted cash at the end of last month. In the worst scenario, you'd have $4 billion at the end of this year. But you mentioned Hong Kong, which was down 45% from its peak at the height of the virus there. They're still down about 30% when it comes to rides. So, what gives you confidence that you do have enough cash to ride this out, not knowing how long this is going to last?
Well, the edge case scenario that we outlined assumed that essentially the world would be down 80% for the rest of the year. And I think what we're seeing with Hong Kong is there's a big hit. But once the health authorities get control of the situation, life does return. And when life returns, essentially Uber returns. Instantly in Hong Kong, we've had people going back to work. And as they go back to work, commuters, et cetera, start using our services as they always have. And I think if we assume that the health authorities, the cities, the governors, the presidents, all over the world are making the hard decisions and the necessary moves to control the virus, then eventually life will come back. And when life comes back, when people start going back to work, they're going to start using Uber. And just like in Hong Kong, we saw a deep trough and then a slow recovery. There's no reason that we won't see that. Even in a circumstance where you're down 80% of the rest of the year, we're still going to have $4 billion of cash. We're going to have access to a $2 billion revolver. We think it's highly, highly, highly unlikely, but we wanted to make sure that our investors knew that we are planning for the worst case, or we're essentially calculating what the worst case is. And then we're operationalizing to make sure that we're ready really for anything.